what we've touched on a lot here is patient care and how that is going to be affected. There are two men here tonight that have offered to tell us what services they're currently getting and their concern if this veto sticks. So, Cody, if you would introduce Max Lewis and Bob Hung are both available.
Thank you all for coming. My very life depends on this program. It depends on Medicaid. I was injured in a car accident. I was passage from a car accident whenever I was 20 years old. And of course, at the time, I didn't realize how important Medicaid was. I had insurance at the time of my injury, and you know, it was a horrible thing to break my neck. The driver was responsible, but he didn't have any money to pay for the results of the accident. And there is no insurance policy besides Medicaid that pays for a situation like this. So in reality, this is everybody's insurance. If you have an accident, a major accident, or if you live to an older age where you're not able to take care of yourself, this is your insurance. Cutting this insurance cuts everybody. It's going to cost money. People are going to wind up in nursing homes. Some people are going to die. It's a tragedy. Basically, we're poorly managed states are sending money to more well-managed states that take care of their people. We're turning away federal dollars just because of a political philosophy. This is going to hurt everybody. Hopefully, it doesn't hurt me. Hopefully, we advocate, we get together, we find a solution. I'm really disappointed in the governor who ran against Jefferson City, and he ran against politicians, but it looks like his real enemy is the disabled or the elderly. I don't think we're the enemy. I don't know why we're the first ones to get cut. This is wrong. It's morally wrong. This is not the country that I grew up in, and it's changing, and it's changing for the worse. So please talk to everybody that you can about the tremendous problem that all of us are facing. And we're the first people being cut, and I don't know where it's going to stop, because morally we're headed in the wrong direction. And I think if we pull together, educate other people, we can turn it back around, but right now we are headed in the wrong direction in so many ways. Thank you.
I want to thank you all first for having this, and this topic needs to be heard all around the state. Actually, needs to be heard all around the nation. Like Bob's here, I was 19 when I had my diving accident, cervical fifth nerve spinal cord injury, which basically that means from my chest down I can't move. I can't feel anything. I can't move anything. I have very weak bicep muscles. I'm actually better off Bob, he didn't tell you, but Bob can't move his arms at all. So what's that mean for the both of us? Well, I can't dress myself. I can't get out of bed. I can't bathe myself. I can't feed myself. There's pretty much nothing throughout the day that I can do for myself, except once I get in this wheelchair, I can drive it on my own, and I can get on a keyboard, a stick here, I can push some buttons, answer the phone. I can do some work on the computer. So I get 6 hours of help a day. These cuts will cut that to around 3 hours, a little over 3 hours a day. That's what they'll do. I use the 6 hours I have a day, 2 hours in the morning for get me up, bathing, eating, dressing, changing my leg bag, etc., etc. 1 hour for lunch, maybe 1 or 2 hours for dinner. Depends whether or not I need to do laundry or go shopping, or whether I need to do some house cleaning. Or 1 or 2 hours for bedtime. Nah, it depends whether or not I'm going to go to the bathroom, do a bowel program, blah, blah, blah. And all these hours are absolutely necessary. Cutting those hours, again, down to 3.5 hours for me. You're absolutely right. It will wind up, for Bob and myself, forfeiting nights and going to bed. We'd have to choose or getting up or going to bed. What will that do? That cause pressure sores. We will wind up in the hospital. Poor nutrition, which again will lead to increased diseases, pneumonia, or bed sores, or who knows what. I can tell you a lot of people who do wind up having bed sores will wind up having amputations. Once they have those amputations, usually one leg or another, their immune system goes and eventually they do die. I have several friends that's happened to. Nursing homes are inevitable. They are. You spoke about being in a hospital, raising costs, they will. I guarantee you. And it's not cheap. I've had procedures already. I'm telling you, with the cost of healthcare going up and et cetera, it's no telling how much it's going to cost the citizens in the long run. In-home care is a preventative measure and it saves the citizens money on the long run. These cuts are hurting people that are already hurt. And it saddens. It's at the expense of corporations making more money. At the expense, there's a point in time where taxes are important for the sake of health, for the sake of lives, for the sake of its citizens and human beings. It's very important, and here it's very critical. These cuts are wrong. They're an insult to injury already. Yeah, you mentioned jobs, and the people out there say, yeah, well, these people should just go and get a job. And well, I tell you what, my undergrad, Bob, he's graduated and has a master's too, and I have an undergrad in health education, a master's of health and wellness. I have a law degree. Well, what about that? Yeah, I can forfeit my Medicaid, Medicare, go and try to get a job. 6 hours of help at $9 an hour, that comes to $20,000 a year. That's going to go toward my attendant care. Can I afford that? Probably not. On top of that, I'm going to have to get insurance. They say pre-existing condition doesn't matter when it comes to health care or it's alcohol. Well, they get around that. How do they get around that? Well, your insurance, you will pay on the amount of medical care in the long run that you're going to need. So your costs on your insurance will go up and up and up. I'm telling you, even if I did, and I could, go out and perform work as an attorney, and I do pro bono attorney work right now. I work all the time, and I do it exclusively pro bono because I'll lose my Medicare, which eventually it seems like it's going to be non-existent anyway, the way it's going. But I could not afford my own attendant care and to make it on my own, the house payments, blah, blah, blah. Not to mention, right now, I get $726 a month on Social Security. And even with that, there's no way I can afford to pay my own attendant care with these cuts. That money that already goes to rent, it goes to medications, it goes to insurance, etc. It goes to an educational loan. I mean, so there's no way I can afford to pay for my own attendant care. Nor is the perception that I should get family to help me. That my family lives in Sedalia, they all have jobs. My mother's 80-something years old and very frail. So the notion of having family or somebody else take care of me is non-existent. It's an argument, it's a flawed argument when it comes to that. So I agree with Bob completely. Go out and talk to all your representatives, all your senators that you can. Advocate for our health care. It's vital for not just the ones that are most disabled in America, but all us Americans. And eventually, we're all going to be in the same boat the older we get. So thank you all very much.
It's like, I seen you get a few drinks of water. They can't get a drink of water, and there's a few others can't. But just so you can see reality. I mean, I don't know if you really understand. You probably do, but I don't know. But I mean, really, if a fly landed on your head, you can swap it. Bob can't, and Max can't. So I mean, just reality. If you have to go pee and we have to pee, we can leave. They can't. They have a leg bed. It takes it takes a while. Only Max and Bob will both need help, probably a few others. If I have to poop, I can leave the room and poop. But they can't. They need help. It takes a couple hours to do that. You got to prep. You got to get ready for that. When we live in a small apartment, this doesn't just affect Max. It affects me too. So we're already going to cut that. And so that little bit of time that we get to have somebody come in and help Max take a shower, that's helping poop and take a shower. So you only get a little bit of time. You cut that. Come on. Every woman likes to take a shower, so they're going to give Bob and Max maybe an hour and a half to take a shower. They're going to guess an hour and a half. That's to poop, clean yourself, wash your face, clean your ears, shave. Maybe they can do it. I mean, but some of them only get a poop twice a week because it's already been cut. So now they're going to be allowed to maybe do it once a week. They're going to be sick. I'm really upset about this. So, Kip, I love you, man. You know I do. So please invite somebody to sit in on this board when you guys are doing it, just so the ones that don't know, I know you know, Kip, but the ones that don't know will really get to know, because I don't think they really do know. They see the pictures and see them in this room and the door is closed, but I just watched Bob cry, and I just sat next to Max and he cried, and I'm watching around and people are shaking. They're really upset. And I know that a lot of people don't know.
No,
You can eat a cheeseburger. They can't. They got to be fed a cheeseburger. Yeah, I'm really upset with this.
I'm upset too, and this is
I'm really upset about
this
it.
is something that we've been fighting all year. We knew that people were trying to budget, or balance the budget on the backs of seniors and those with disabilities. My background is in social work. I actually was a home care field supervisor for many years. I've worked directly with folks getting these services, and I've seen firsthand in their homes how important it is. So I hear you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
If you have a disability or have a family member who has a disability and you're concerned about the cuts or potential cuts, or getting just a lack of communication from the state on what the impact on you may be, contact our offices, call us. We will have the department reach out to you directly to answer your questions directly. If that's insufficient, if you're not getting the information you need, reach back out to us, continue that conversation with our office, and we'll get your questions answered. We'll get it in writing as often as we can, so that there's something binding there and you're not just having a phone conversation.
So I think one of the best things that you can do is we need to contact leadership in the House. It has to be brought up by House leadership. So Speaker Todd Richardson is the speaker. I think that his office needs to hear from all of you. I think that that's probably the #1 office to call
in my opinion, and I know that folks will probably talk about this. And also the budget chair, Representative Scott Fitzpatrick. So Speaker Todd Richardson, and then budget chair Scott Fitzpatrick. I think that those two individuals really need to hear from citizens.
The veto session comes and goes, and I hope that we can get this done. If we can't override this veto, that can't be the end of this conversation. The conversation has to immediately shift to restoring funding and definitely doing everything we can to protect the money that's already there, making sure there's no additional cuts in the tough budget year that's coming, but then doing everything that we can to restore the budget cuts. And putting pressure, like really, where are the revenue streams going to come from? We need to have a conversation about what our priorities are, and we need to look at our tax policy. We just don't, taxes are not fun to talk about sometimes, right? And typically when politicians talk about taxes, they're only talking about cutting taxes because it resonates with people, and but we need to look at what tax policy's been over the last decade, who's benefited from that tax policy, and who has been hurt. And I think that who's been hurt is very evident. And I think if you look at the money coming into Jeff City, the people who push the tax cuts, I think it's pretty easy to tell who's benefited from the tax cuts as well.
Call Todd Richardson, ask him to put this measure before the veto session.
I got his phone number.